variation of electronegativity in groups and period. Variation of electronegativity in groups as well as period. Let's study first groups and period. Okay, come on, tell me. Let us take, okay, let's study period first. Period. So how does electronegativity varies in a period? So we know that in a period left to right atomic size is decreases. So therefore in a period left to right atomic size is decreases, therefore electronegativity increases, because electronegativity is inversely proportional to atomic size, right? Therefore in a period left to right, in a period left to right, electronegativity increases due to decrease in atomic size and increase in effective nuclear charge. Decrease in atomic size and increasing Z star or Z effective, right? So therefore in a period left to right is electronegativity increases. Okay, can you tell me example? Let us take, you should remember this value, take second period element, second period, tell me. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Okay, we know that neon has zero electronegativity because it does not attract electron. No, it has stable electronic configuration. It has no electronegativity. So therefore remember, the electronegativity of all the noble gases is zero. Okay, they does not attract electron. Next, then what about fluorine? Remember, fluorine has highest electronegativity, it is 4. Right. Next is, it just decrease 0.5, 3.5, 3, 2.5, 2, 1.5, 1. Simple. Therefore, lithium is 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4. Then last is 0. So this shows that electronegativity is increases left to right in a period. Next, in group. Come on, tell me. So what happened electronegativity in a group? So down the group atomic size increases, therefore electronegativity decreases. Therefore electronegativity is decreases down the group, electronegativity decreases down the group. It is due to increase in atomic size, right? Since atomic size is increases, electronegativity is decreases. So let us take example 17th group element. So we know that 17th group element having highest electronegativity, no, because electronegativity increases from first group to 17th group. So first group have least electronegativity, 17th group have highest electronegativity. So can you tell me what are the 17th group element? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. Okay. So what is the electronegativity of fluorine? 4. It is, we know that 4.04. It is 3.0. Then it is a 2.8, 2.3, 2.2. What is the unit? No unit. No unit. All these are comparison values. Then all these are comparison value with respect to what? Hydrogen. Okay. Therefore, see, it means here to calculate or to determine the electronegativities of all the element, the electronegativity of hydrogen is taken, that is at 2.1. It is standard. Do you remember in electrochemistry we study to calculate the electrode potentials of other electrode, we take the standard hydrogen electrode. So whose SHE, so whose potential is 0. By taking hydrogen electrode potential is 0, we compare the electrode potentials of other electrodes, right? Like similarly here also, to calculate or to measure the electronegativities of other element, so hydrogen electronegativity taken as a standard by Pauling, so that we study later in Pauling scale, right? So therefore here hydrogen electronegativity is 2.0, it is a standard value. Okay, by taking this is standard, they compared the electronegativities of other elements. So therefore now this is the decreasing order of electronegativities of 17th group element, that is down the group decreases. Okay, next is better you take electronegativities of S and P block element. It help you understand concepts easily, right? So take here, have taken this, I will rough it. So therefore now tell me, down the group is decreases, left to right is increases. So can you tell me in periodic table which group element have largest and least and highest electronegativity? Okay, so highest, you tell me highest electronegativity is halogens, no? In periodic table halogens have highest electronegativity. Next, so least electronegativity, so alkali metals. So alkali metals have least electronegativity. Then what about noble gases? 0. So noble gases not have least, we call it is a 0. If the question asks like this, which of the following group element having least electronegativity? Not noble gases. We should tell it is what? Alkali metals. Alkali metal having least electronegativity. Then what about noble gases? They do not have. Where is the question of least highest? They do not have any tendency to attract electron. That means least and highest does not come in case of noble gases. Therefore noble gases have zero tendency or zero electronegativity. Okay, next point. Come on, tell me. No, here halogens having highest electronegativity. Which element has highest electronegativity? So highest electronegativity is fluorine. Yes, highest electronegativity, that is fluorine. It is 4.0 according to Pauling scale. So whatever we are studying, it is Pauling scale only. Because we have two scales, Pauling scale, Millikan scale, but we considered Pauling scale only, right? Next is highest is fluorine. Then which element has least electronegativity? So cesium, that is 0.7 electron volt. So cesium has least, and moreover remember the electronegativity of cesium is approximately equal to francium. It means both cesium and francium have same electronegativity, 0.7. Okay. No, it's down the group is decreases, no. Cesium has least and francium also has, even is a radioactive element, it also has approximately same. Okay. Next, is there any exceptions? We are studying every property, we are studying exceptions. We have studied exception ionization enthalpy, we have studied exception electron gain enthalpy, right? Electron affinity. Then is there any exception here? Yes, there is exception. Tell me, what are exceptions in electronegativity? Now, okay, tell me. Now, first exception, alkali metals, no, alkaline, having, no, it is left to right increases, down the group decreases. It is in 12th group. The first exception is in 12th group. Can you tell me? Yes, zinc, cadmium, mercury. These are the 12th group element. In 12th group, it is down the group now. Zinc, cadmium, mercury. Atomic size supposed to be increases, but cadmium, mercury have same atomic size due to lanthanide contraction, right? Therefore, now what supposed to be happen? Zinc, cadmium, mercury. Down the group, electronegativity should be decreases, but exceptionally increases. Remember, electronegativity instead of decreasing, it is increases. Due to lanthanide contraction, electronegativity increases due to lanthanide contraction. Okay, so this is one exception, and other exception, this is you know it. In last class we have studied electron affinity also in 13th group. Another exception in 13th group, aluminium gallium. Tell me, so boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium, 13th group element. So down the group, obviously electronegativity should be decreases. So it means, so aluminium supposed to have more electronegativity compared to gallium. Yes or no? Aluminium come first now. Boron, aluminium, gallium. But exceptionally, gallium has more electronegativity, same as electron affinity we have studied now, last class. Okay. There are many reasons, but one suitable reason is atomic size. The same reason we have studied yesterday. So these two are the exceptions.
In examination asked what we have to write on this.
So done. So you try to remember this table particularly. Now we want first period is, of course, it is a helium, hydrogen, helium. Helium is 0, no? First period you can remember easily, hydrogen, helium. Hydrogen is 2.1, helium is 0. Next is second and third period is important. The majority question comes based on second and third period. Fourth period, fifth period is not many questions. Okay, if you try to remember, first, second, third, fourth, it is well and good. Okay, so better you try to remember like this. First group element, you try to remember first group element, and last, that is 17th. Of course, this is 0, 17th. I hope you can remember those two. And majority questions are based on this only: 17th, 16th, 15th, and 1st. Right. So it is 17th is, you can remember 4, 3, 2.8, 2.3, 2.2. Okay, and moreover 6th, that is a 16th group: oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. This is also important. Oxygen is 3.5, 2.5, 2.4, 2.01, okay, 1.76. It is down the group, gradually decreases. Okay, similarly 15th as well as remember remaining also. It help you a lot to understand the particular question. You may not get question directly, what is the electronegativity of arsenic? This question kelala, but you will get indirect questions. Right, so it is variation of electronegativity, groups and period, including exceptions over. Okay, next, can you tell me what is the differences between electronegativity and electron affinity? We have studied electronegativity and electron affinity. You just tell me what are the differences between electronegativity and electron affinity. The first difference is, tell me, electronegativity is it is a property of isolated atom or combined atom? It is the property of property of combined atom, right? Then here it is a property of isolated atom in gaseous state, right? Next, second difference, can tell me units? Yeah, very good. So what about units? It has no units because it is comparison value. It has electron volt, comma, kilocalories per mole or kilojoules per mole, nothing but unit of energy. Next, third difference. Third difference is electronegativities cannot be calculated by experimentally. Right? It is a relative value, no. It's comparison value. It cannot be calculated experimentally. Okay? Whereas, so electron affinity can be calculated experimentally. That is by Born-Haber cycle. So Born-Haber cycle is used to calculate electronegativity. Electron affinity. So therefore, it cannot be calculated experimentally. It can be calculated by Born-Haber cycle. It's important. Previously question appeared in CET. Next, fourth difference is electronegativity. The value of electronegativity, is it constant or varies, or it depends on any other factor? It varies. For example, now the electronegativity of fluorine is 4.0. Okay. Electronegativity of oxygen is 3.5. Electronegativity of O plus is different. Even oxygen also, if oxygen is sp3, something different. Oxygen sp2, different. It means electronegativity of an element is not a constant value. It varies or it depends on other factors, like particularly hybridization or multiplicity, bond, number of bonds, multiplicity. So therefore, electronegativity value is not a constant value, it depends on other factors, whereas electron affinity is, it's a constant. It is a constant value, it does not depend on any other factor, right? So that is also one difference. Electronegativity, the value of electronegativity is not constant, it depends on other factors. It depends on other factors. Then what about electron affinity? It's a constant. For example, fluorine, the electronegativity of fluorine something x, minus x, it should be minus x only. Like electron affinity of nitrogen is, we have positive value, no? Positive value. It is always positive value only. The value is fixed. It does not depend on any other factor. So therefore, whereas electron affinity is a constant value, it does not depend on any other factor. So these are the differences between electronegativity and electronegativities can be measured by two methods. There are two methods to measure electronegativities. One, Pauling scale. Pauling scale. Second one is Mulliken scale. By these two scales, we can measure the electronegativities. Let's see first Pauling scale. Right, so this Pauling scale is based on the bond energies, or Pauling has calculated the electronegativities of element based on bond energies. And to calculate the electronegativities, so Pauling has taken the, which element is standard? Electronegativity of hydrogen element is standard, is at 2.1, right? So therefore, write down Pauling scale. This method is based on bond energies. Pauling scale, you write it first, Pauling scale only. This method is based on bond energies, and to calculate the electronegativities of other elements, Pauling has taken hydrogen element as a standard, its electronegativity is how much? 2.1. Okay. Right. Now let's see what is the formulas. XA minus XB equal to, it is 0.208 under root delta. This is one formula where what is XA equal to? X is electronegativity. X is a electronegativity of what? An element A. XB is what? Electronegativity of an element B. Okay. Therefore, where X is equals to electronegativity of, write down, electronegativity of an element A, and XB is equals to electronegativity of element or atom B. Next here, important is delta, where delta is nothing but it is a measure of bond polarity. So delta is a measure of bond polarity, measure of bond polarity. And now in this equation, no, delta value should be, it's important, note, delta value should be in kilocalories per mole. If the delta value is kilocalories per mole, then only this formula is used. And you can calculate the delta also. So delta is nothing but it is a experimental bond energy minus calculated, very good, calculated bond energy. If they give experimental bond energy, calculated bond energy, then subtract, then you will get delta. Okay, this is one formula to calculate the delta. Next, there is another formula also, delta also equal to, it is a bond dissociation energy of like AB bond, where EAB nothing but bond dissociation energy of AB bond minus half into bond dissociation energy of AA bond plus bond dissociation energy of BB bond. So this is also one formula to calculate the delta. So where EAB, what is the EAB? E is nothing but energy, bond dissociation energy of AB bond, bond dissociation energy of AB bond. Next, so where what is EAA bond? EAA is nothing but bond dissociation energy of AA bond. Yes, and EBB is nothing but bond dissociation energy of BB bond. So if they give bond dissociation energies, you can calculate the delta also. Okay, next point. And tell me, in Pauling scale, yeah, these are the formulas. Next, in Pauling scale, which element has taken? Hydrogen has taken as a standard now. In Pauling scale, hydrogen taken as a standard element to measure electronegativities of other element, right? Other elements. So what is the electronegativity of, come on tell me, hydrogen? 2.1. Next, in Pauling scale, and moreover Pauling scale is the most commonly using scale. So whatever we have studied so far, electronegativity values, all these are according to Pauling scale only. Therefore Pauling scale is most commonly used scale. Next point. Then, according to Pauling scale, which element has highest electronegativity? Yes, that's fluorine only. Fluorine has highest electronegativity. Its value is 4.0. According to Pauling scale, which element has least electronegativity? So least is cesium 0.7. Of course, francium also same. Okay, so there is a relation between Pauling scale and even Mulliken scale also. Electronegativity of Pauling scale, X Pauling, important, X Pauling equal to electronegativity of Mulliken scale divided by 2.8. Do you know what is the meaning of this? Just tell me.
The ratio of Mulliken scale and
No. Oh, yeah, that's all right. Okay, that is ratio. But among Pauling scale, Mulliken scale,
Pauling scale
which is greater?
Mulliken scale.
Mulliken scale, no? Yes. Listen here. Mulliken scale, the electronegativity in Mulliken scale 2.8 times more than Pauling scale. Yes or no? I repeat once again. Electronegativities in Mulliken scale, how many times? 2.8 times than Pauling scale. Important. Electronegativities in Pauling scale, sorry, Mulliken scale, no? No, electronegativities in Mulliken scale 2.8 times, right? Correct, huh? Mulliken scale, no. Mulliken scale is more or not? No, Mulliken scale 2. More than right here, Pauling scale. So that is the relation. If you know the electronegativity in Mulliken scale, you can calculate in Pauling scale. That is possible. Right? So it is about electronegativities in Pauling scale. So there is another formula in Pauling scale only. See here, XA minus XB is equals to 0.208. So this formula can be used when delta is given in kilocalories per mole. But when delta value given in kilojoules per mole, then no, you can convert it, but you can take directly, no. It takes time, conversion and all. XA minus XB is equals to, now it is a 0.208, it becomes 0.1017 under root delta. Or else you can convert this to this, that is possible. And then tell me here, this delta value should be, yes, kg per mole. So in question, if the delta value given kilojoules per mole, better take this formula. Delta value given in kilocalories per mole, better take this formula. You need not to convert. You can remember directly. Yes. So this is about Pauling scale. Next is Mulliken scale. Tell me, electronegativity's values are in Pauling scale based on what? Bond energies. Yes or no? Based on bond energies. Then what about in Mulliken scale? Mulliken scale. In Mulliken scale, electronegativity is it is the average value of ionization enthalpy and electron affinity. It means according to Mulliken, electronegativity is nothing but it is the average value of what? Both ionization enthalpy and electron affinity. Very simple. So therefore, according to Mulliken, electronegativity is a average value of ionization enthalpy and electron affinity. isn't it? If that is the case, then tell me, how do you calculate electronegativity? It is very simple. Tell me, electronegativity is equals to ionization enthalpy plus electron affinity. Very good, by 2. That's it. So this is according to what? According to Mulliken. Okay. Now, if you want to convert this Mulliken scale into Pauling scale, we know that we know that Pauling scale or Mulliken scale is a how many times? 2.8 times more than what? Pauling scale, right? So we know that Mulliken scale is 2.8 times more than Pauling scale, right? So therefore I want to convert in Pauling scale. So electronegativity En, I'll write it is in P. P is a what? Pauling scale. Okay. It is ionization enthalpy. I want to take electron volt. Ea, it is also electron volt. Then divided by 2 into 2.8. Yes or no? Let it be. We'll get 5.6 now. Or else write one more formula. What is that? Electronegativity. This is in Pauling scale. Right? IE, it should be electron volt. EA, it should be electron volt divided by, it is a 5.6. In books and all, you will get direct this formula. Okay, there may be no reason why it is 5.6. The reason is this. Next, similarly, electronegativity in Pauling scale. Okay, let us take first Mulliken scale only. Mulliken scale equal to ionization enthalpy. This is I want to take in kilocalories per mole plus electron affinity. This is also kilocalories per mole. Okay, it is divided by 2 into, tell me, kilocalories per mole, we just convert into
23.
Yes, 23.
No, sir.
That is no, 23. It is in Mulliken scale. But no, we use Pauling scale. So therefore, better you remember directly this is only electronegativity in Pauling scale. Tell me it is IE in kilocalories per mole plus EA, it is also kilocalories per mole divided by 2 into 2.8 into 23, right? So therefore, in books and all, you can find directly this formula only. There is no this formula. Not required because we want only Pauling scale. If I write electronegativity, simple electronegativity, you need to understand it is a electronegativity according to Pauling scale only.
If they don't mention.
Yes, Pauling scale. So therefore, come on, tell me, this electronegativity is also equal to, it is IE, kilocalories per mole plus EA, kilocalories per mole divided by 2 into 2.8, it is a 5.6 into 23 approximately, see, 129, huh?
128.8.
Okay, 129 approximately. This is one more formula, right? If they give ionization enthalpy, electron affinity, both are in kilocalories per mole, use this formula. There are problems is given in our books also. Next, last one is electronegativity can also be equal to ionization enthalpy. I will take in kilojoules per mole. plus electron affinity also I'll take kilojoules per mole.
90.
Tell me, it is 2 into 2.8. I have taken directly. I have not written anything, means it is a Pauling scale into
96.5.
it is actually 96.45, but we take approximately 5. Tell me, which is equals to approximately effective nuclear charge is given. When effective nuclear charge is given, electronegativity can be calculated. I'll write here, take it. It is a electronegativity also equal to 0.359 into Z effective nuclear charge divided by radius square r square plus 0.744, where Z effective is effective nuclear charge, r is a radius or atomic size of given atom. So these are the different formulas to calculate electronegativity. From the electronegativity, it is possible to calculate percentage of ionic character. That is, percentage of ionic character equal to, it is 16 into Xa minus Xb, where Xa is a electronegativity of atom A or element A, Xb is electronegativity of element A and B. Okay, plus 3.5 into Xa minus Xb power 2. You can also calculate percentage of ionic character. Okay, next, right? Applications of electronegativity. Applications of electronegativity. Come on, tell me. So what are the applications of electronegativity? One, to know the nature of bond. Right? A given compound has which bond, like ionic bond, covalent bond, more ionic, more covalent, can be calculated. 2, even we can know the nature of element also. Nature of element can also be identified. A given element is whether metal or non-metal, right, or metalloid. Next, writing formula of compound based on electronegativities. It is possible to write the formula of compounds, because if you know the metal non-metal, you can write the formulas now. Next, fourth one, even based on electronegativities, it is possible to know the bond strength. A bond strength, nothing but stability. So to know the bond strength, of particularly covalent bond. Next, fifth one is to know the stability of compound. This is also covalent compound only, right? So these are the some important applications of electronegativity. Come on, tell me. First one, to know the nature of bond. how do you understand, or how do you know the nature of the bond, whether given a compound is more ionic or less ionic, more covalent, less covalent? It is very simple. See, if the difference between, if the electronegativity difference between two element is 1.9, that is if E and A nothing but XA minus XB equal to 1.9. What is the meaning of XA? Electronegativity of element A, electronegativity of element B. If the difference between En of these two is 1.9, it is a 50% ionic plus 50% covalent. Similarly, if the XA minus XB is greater than 1.9, difference is more, it is a more ionic or less covalent. No, because the difference in electronegativity is more than 1.9, it should be more ionic, less covalent. Similarly, if the difference between XA minus XB is less than 1.9, it is a more covalent, yes, more covalent or less ionic. So in this way we can identify which is like more covalent or more ionic. Right? In some book it is given 1.7 also, 1.7, but it is more accurate is 1.9. Next, second application. Tell me, to know the nature of element. So we know that electronegativity is directly proportional to what? Metallic nature, non-metallic nature? Electronegativity directly proportional to non-metallic nature, electropositivity directly proportional to metallic nature. Therefore, if an element has more electronegativity, it should be non-metal. Means it has more non-metal nature. Similarly, if it has less electronegativity, metallic nature. It means a given element, whether it has metallic nature, non-metallic nature, can be identified by based on what? Electronegativity values. For example, now you may have doubt, how much value can be taken as a metal, how much value can be taken as a non-metal? Not like that. Yes, very good. It is comparison value. Question is like this: there are two elements A and B. Right? The electronegativity of element A is XA is equals to 0. Let us take 1.2, and electronegativity of B element is 3.2 respectively. Then tell me which is a metal, which is non-metal. The
A is metal, B is non-metal.
compound is AB. AB compound is formed. Right. So when AB compound is formed, A must be what or B must be what? A should be metal because less electronegativity. B should be non-metal. It is 3.2 more. Okay, in that way you can identify, but we cannot say that this much value is metal, that much value is non-metal. Not like that. It's only comparison. Okay. So therefore, comparatively we can identify which is metal and which is non-metal. Right. Next, third application is writing the formula. Yeah, same. You know, if you know, yes, if you know the electronegativity values, you take same example. So electronegativity of A is 1.2, B is 3.2. Therefore, now write the formula. So what is the formula of the compound? It is a, no, X is a electronegativity, A, B. Why? So remember, less electronegative element always written first. Yes or no? Less electronegative element always written first, then more electronegative element. For example, NaCl, right or not? Or Cl Na, which is correct? NaCl. Why? Cl has more electronegativity, Na has less. Therefore, less electronegativity element written first, then more. Not this. Okay, it means if you know the electronegativities, it is possible to write formulas. For example, you know, best example is we have compound with oxygen and fluorine, oxygen chlorine compounds. So yeah, oxygen fluorine compounds, we have OF2 O2F2. Okay,
But now F2O.
then tell me here, OF2 is correct or O2F is
OF2 is correct.
F2O is correct?
OF2 is correct.
This is only correct because less electronegative element written first, then more, less, more. Similarly, Cl2 O3 Cl2 O7, we write like this now, chlorine oxygen compounds. And then not
Chlorine 3 oxygen is a correct is this.
tell me what is the electronegativity of chlorine?
3.5.
3.5. Oxygen
3.
Sir, okay, 3 sir.
3, huh? 3 no. Then which is correct?
But 2 or 3 sir, molecules.
Sir, oxygen 3.5 chlorine 3 sir.
Oxygen is 3.5 no.
But sir, 2 molecules, 3 molecules.
Let it be, but the way of writing formula is this no. Less electronegative element should be written first, then more. Cl has 3, oxygen has 3.5, 3.5 is later. So that means, so based on electronegative values, it is possible to write the formula of compound, can be written easily. Next is fourth one. What is the fourth one? Writing the formula to know the bond strength of covalent bond. Yes. Then based on electronegativity values, we can know the strength of the covalent bond. Strength of covalent bond. Okay. Come on, tell me, how do you calculate or how do you know strength of covalent bond? It's very simple. Difference in electronegativity. Difference in electronegativity, which is written delta En. Delta En. So delta En is directly proportional to strength of covalent bond. Yes or no? Strength of the covalent bond. It means the strength of the covalent bond increases when the difference in electronegativity increases. For example, let us take HF, HCl, HBr, HI. Come on, tell me difference in electronegativity. We know that this hydrogen is 2.1, it is a 2.1, 2.1, 2.1. Then what about the fluorine? It is a 4, 3, 2.8, 2.3. Tell me what is the difference? 4, 1.9 here, 0.9, 0.7, 0.2. Tell me where the difference in En is more? HF. That means HF bond is a strong bond. Bond strength is more? No. No. Which bond is weak bond? HI. No. Because of that reason, HI can dissociate easily. No. So HI dissociate easily to form H plus plus I minus. Therefore, HI is a strong acid. Why HI is a strong acid? The bond is weak bond. Since it is a weak bond, it can be broken so easily. Right? So therefore, now tell me the order of bond strength is HF, HCl, HBr, HI. Right? Next, last application is to know the stability of the compound also. We can get the stability of compound based on electronegativity values. Next, stability of compounds, that too covalent compounds. Come on, tell me. The stability of compound is directly proportional to, again, difference in electronegativity. Take down. Stability is directly proportional to delta En, where what is the delta En? Difference in electronegativity.
So acidity means the end of the
So write down question. The electronegativities of fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and nitrogen are 4.0, 3.0, 2.8, 3, nitrogen 3.0 respectively. Okay, arrange the following compounds in the decreasing order of their stability. Arrange the following compounds in the decreasing order of their stability. HF, HCl, HBr, HI, NCl3. These are the following compounds. Arrange them in the decreasing order of stability. Here given what? Difference in electronegativity is given. Tell me. Sorry, not they have given electronegativities, not differences. So we need to calculate what? Difference. So therefore, take first HF. Okay. In HF, tell me what is the difference? 4 minus 2.1. Okay. Next, HCl. It is a 3.0 minus 2.1. HBr. It is a 2.8 minus 2.1. HI. It is 2.3, right?
Yes, sir.
Minus 2.1. Next is NCl. N is a 3.0 minus 3.00.
HF is greater.
You just tell me value. 1 point. Huh. Okay. So therefore, tell me where the difference in En is more, that is more stable, right? It means which is more stable? So answer is HF is more stable than
HCl
HCl,
is greater than HBr,
HBr,
greater than
HI,
HF, greater than NCl.
NCl3. Which is least stable?
NCl3.
NCl3.
Table is 0.
Take another question. Calculate the electronegativity of chlorine. Calculate the electronegativity of chlorine. Given that bond energy of chlorine. Given that bond energy of chlorine equal to 58 kilocalories per mole, comma fluorine 38 kilocalories per mole, right, comma one more is ClF 61 kilocalories per mole respectively, and electronegativity of fluorine. How much? 4.0. So what you have to calculate?
Electronegativity of
You need to calculate electronegativity of chlorine. Okay, you know the value, that is 3.5, sorry 3.0, you know it, but calculate if they give some other X element or A element, B element, how to calculate. See here, it's very simple. What they have given? Bond energies, no? If the bond energies are given, which scale can be used? Pauling scale or Mulliken scale? Pauling scale. Mulliken scale is average value, no? Yes, Pauling scale, right? You can use Pauling scale, bond energy given. Then according to Pauling scale, kilocalories per mole given, then what is the formula? XA minus XB equal to 0.208 under root delta, right? So where delta value should be in kilocalories per mole. Then how do you calculate delta? Delta is equals to experimental bond energy minus calculated, but here not experimentally given. There is another formula is there. So bond dissociation energy of EAB minus half into EAA plus EBB, right? So therefore first calculate delta. Delta is equals to EAB. What is EAB? CLEF. It is EAB, no? Different element. Therefore it is a 61 minus half into 58 plus 38, right? So therefore tell me delta. What do you get? 13. Delta is 13. Now this 13 value substitute in above equation XA. Okay, tell me in XAB there is nothing but CLF, no? XCLXF. Come on, tell me, equal to, it is, and moreover what is XF equal to?
Except for 4.
4 equal to 0.208 under root 13. So substitute will get XCL.